Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Bracha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Psalms, the 143rd chapter. A psalm of David. Hear my prayer, O Yahweh, give ear to my supplication. In thy faithfulness answer me, and in thy righteousness. And enter not into judgment with thy servant, for in thy sight shall no man living be justified. Right? Let's read this here in the NLT. But basically he's saying, don't don't put me on trial, right? As it says, don't put your servant on trial, for no one is innocent before you. Yeah, and in fact, the scriptures say, let's get that real quick. Who shall stand? Right. Let's see. Yeah, Psalm 130:3. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? See, if the Lord was to count iniquity, he was to start imputing iniquity, nobody was going to stand. No chance. Okay. That's why he says, right? Don't put me on trial. Okay, because nobody can be found innocent in that in that case. If you bring them up on charges. Verse 3, for the enemy hath persecuted my soul, he hath smitten my life down to the ground. He hath made me to dwell in darkness, as those that have been long dead. It says here, my enemy has chased me, he has knocked me to the ground, and forces me to live in darkness like those in the grave. Therefore is my spirit overwhelmed within me, my heart within me is desolate. So David is saying here, I'm in distress, right? I feel helpless. I feel, overwhelmed, by the wickedness, right? The hate and the persecution of my enemy. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse, which is to think, on the work of thy hands. And that's important. That's why in Romans 15:4 it says, for what was written aforetime was written for our learning. So likewise, when we're in certain situations, you got to think back, right? Meditate upon the works of the Lord. Remember the old days, think of, meditate on the works of his hands. I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as a thirsty land, Selah, right? Which is, it's metaphorical here, but he's saying, I desire your help. Like I desire your presence. Imagine like if you went to like a really, really dry land and you just poured water on the ground, how quickly, it would suck up the ground. It would suck up the water. It wouldn't turn into like moist ground just like that. Hear me speedily. Hear me speedily, O Lord. My spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me. So hear me quickly. Lord, I'm at the point where as it says, it feels like my spirit is failing. Hide not thy face from me, lest I be like unto them that go down into the pit. See, lest I meet my demise. NLT, come quickly, Lord, and answer me, for my depression deepens. Don't turn away from me, or I will die. Cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. See, I put my trust in you, Lord. Guide me. Cause me to know the way that I should walk. Cause me to hear your loving kindness, your mercy. Okay, for in you do I trust. Verse 9, deliver me, O Lord, from mine enemies. I flee unto thee to hide me. See, and he mentioned, right, hiding in the wings of the Lord. So is he saying, I flee unto you, right? I run to you as as a hiding place. Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God. Thy spirit is good. Lead me into the land of uprightness. See, and likewise, that's what we pray. We pray of from the Lord, right? To be led into the land of uprightness from the Lord. And that's ultimately where we're going, right? Into righteousness. Okay, at a time and a place where the world is full of the glory of the Lord and righteousness is instilled, right? But it starts now, right? It starts with us in the spirit, shining brighter and brighter until that perfect day. Okay, striving, examining ourselves and striving to be like Yahweh Shai. But anyway, it says here, verse 11, quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake, for thy righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble. See, and quicken is like to revive, right? Revive me for your name's sake, right? I'm at the point of death. I need your deliverance. For your righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble. Deliver me from this hell, right? Deliver me from this state of darkness that I'm in. And of thy mercy, cut off mine enemies and destroy all them that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant. And that's what we pray as well, right? For the Lord, because the Lord is going to do that, right? On behalf of his servant, he's gonna take revenge on the enemies of his servants. Revelation 18 goes into that, right? Rejoice thou over her, thou holy apostles in the heavens, for the Lord has avenged you over her, right? That's the example of our enemies. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the book of Psalms, the 143rd chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.